Hello, BookTube. This is Eric. I am back, and I got a book haul to show you because apparently that's most of what I'm going to be doing on this channel. And truth be told, it's been kind of sparse the last couple of weeks. I think the weather here in the Midwest, which has been pretty crappy, another snowstorm is on its way towards us right now. At any rate, the best time for thrifting is spring cleaning time when people are getting rid of stuff. So, at any rate, I have found some interesting things. And starting off with my buddy Tim keeps going on and on about J.K. Parker, and he actually gave me a full set of this series. This is the second one, but I found another one of these at a thrift store for a dime, so I had to grab it. I'm not going to talk about the price of all of these. Let's just say that usually it's under 50 cents for a lot of these books. I've not been to a library sale or anything of that type for a little while. This is mainly from thrift stores, and I guess it's all from thrift stores. So this is something that I found yesterday at our Kiwanis sale that thought, oh, that looks kind of cool. I'm kind of interested in some of these crime novels that deal with campus unrest and campus counterculture in the late 60s, early 70s. And this one sounded like it was going to be in that mode. And it's about the death of a governor's daughter on a college campus. And then I did some research and found out this was actually written by pulp writer Gil Brewer, whose books I've liked. So I'm looking forward to actually checking this one out sooner rather than later. According to Wiki, this is the only one of the 3 books in the Troubleshooter series that he wrote. But hey, could be fun. It's like 192 pages. This looks like something that's going to be breezy and easy to get through. All right. Max Allan Collins, Blood and Thunder. This is a Nate Heller novel. So I went to a Goodwill in Upper Michigan, and I got this one I think at the St. Vincent de Paul there. So never mind what I was going to say. But I went to a Goodwill, and their books are way overpriced. I think I got this for 50 cents at the St. Vincent de Paul. Meanwhile, the Goodwill in town was charging $2 for a used paperback. I understand they're for profit and they're trying to make money, but I'm going to buy a Max Allan Collins book, but I'm not necessarily going to spend $2 to take a chance on something. Like, I got this yesterday for 50 cents, and this is something I wouldn't take a $2 chance on, but this is one of those paperbacks from hell. It says Tor Horror, Fred Saberhagen. I may or may not get around to reading this, but this will go in the collection of 80s, 90s paperbacks. This is 1982. So that's something that could be interesting to check out. All right. When I picked up that other Ellery Queen, I also picked up this one. This one's actually written in the 30s, but listen to this copy. Swingers in the Sun and Murder in the Shadows. The island was a magnet for every seeker of kinky kicks and far-out thrills. A weird bearded prophet and his splendidly handsome assistant have made it the home of a new religion, one that worships the sun, called clothing a crime and recognized no vice save inhibition. It was a shame and a scandal, said the old-time residents, but soon it was more than that. Kooks were one thing, but corpses were another, and Ellery Queen arrived in the nudist land to find out that everything was an easy view except one fiendish killer. So that sounds very 1960s. This is from 1960, but the original copyright's 1932. So this is repackaging of the highest order. And I do love these 60s covers, these kind of arty photo covers. I don't remember if it's Ellery Queen or somebody else, but there's one that actually has Debbie Harry from Blondie as the model. So yeah, these are kind of cool to pick up if you can find them. All right, so Paperbacks from Hell, John Ferris, Shatter. This goes into my John Ferris collection. I really need to buckle down and read one of his books, see if I like any of the 5 or 6 of the books of his that I've managed to pick up. But this is kind of a cool raised cover, very tactile, and Fawcett Publishing, which grew out of the gold medal, which is one of those publishers that I look for when I am at a book sale or at a thrift store scanning spines. Let me just show you here because I got some other John D. McDonald books. So yeah, you can see the spines there. and you can kind of scan along and see. So anyway, Shatter by John. So I'm sorry, I meant to say John D. McDonald. I found a bunch of his books. Most of these I have copies of, but these are either upgrades or things that I was going to take to give to people. One of his science fiction novels, Dreams. What is it? I should finish the thought. Wine of the Dreamers. The Beach Girls. So Nightmare in Pink, which is the second Travis McGee novel, which I have read and enjoyed, and I've got multiple copies of. I just don't have it with this cover, which is super cool. All right. Area of Suspicion. Murder in the Wind. Pale Gray for Guilt. Free Fall and Crimson. These are all Travis McGee novels. Deadly Shade of Gold. Cinnamon Skin. Lonely Silver Rain. Darker Than Amber. The Green Ripper. And one that I don't have, that I was happy to find, Nothing Can Go Wrong. So this is nonfiction, apparently. It's listed as travel, of all things. So this could be interesting to check out. All right. So from there, let's go to... oh, and I didn't even realize this. I had another Fred Saberhagen, the Frankenstein papers that I had picked up. This one's on... Is that Bean books? Okay. Found some more Robert Parker Dells. These are the early ones. These are all in the same era. These are worth checking out if you are at all looking to check out some mystery fiction, crime fiction. This is the novels that the show Spencer for Hire was based on. These are the ones that were written before the show. Okay, what else we got here? Donald Westlake, Don't Ask, Dortmunder novel. Mary Higgins Clark, The Plot Thickens. I picked this up because it's got Lawrence Block and it's got Donald Westlake in it. Mickey Spillane and Max Allan Collins. Okay. Eric Bogosian. Suburbia. This is the play that he wrote that was made into the movie in the 90s. And it's got a coupe cover. Franz Kozik cover. So I had to grab that. A nice copy of The Keep by F. Paul Wilson, another paperback from hell author whose books I need to dip into because I've got a lot of them. Bruce Sterling's Heavy Weather. Tim Wilcock's Green River Rising, which I've heard a lot about, but I've never actually read. A Neil Gaiman book I haven't read. And then finally, a very early copy of Elmore Leonard's book, Ryan's Rules, which I think was renamed as Swag, which I have read. This is the second of the Ryan, whatever the character's last name is. So I was happy to see this. And look, it's got a cigarette ad in it. Things you will never find in paperbacks now. This is not something that I would read. I would find a more recent copy to read. But it's cool to have with the original cover. All right. So that is my most recent haul. We'll see. I'm going to be going out of town in a couple weeks, which definitely means hitting some thrift stores. So I probably have a bunch to show you at the end of the month. Until then, hey, if any of this stuff sounds interesting or you have any information, please leave comments. Thanks for watching. Catch you all later.